rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while sizzling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rock in Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. Right? All right. Blue tears. Orange tears, Blorange tears. Blorange tears is in the building. Salute to the chat. Salute everyone. I have something that I want to talk to y'all about. I know the New York Knicks beat the Phoenix Suns. Now the Knicks have won 2 in a row. Right? The Knicks have won 2 games in a row, right? The Knicks have won 2 games in a row, and next up for the New York Knicks are the San Antonio Spurs in the Garden, right? I'm not counting the eggs before they hatch, right? I'm not counting the eggs before they hatch, but I'm confident that the Knicks can be competitive against the San Antonio Spurs at home. And I know we lost to them in Texas. I know this. But I think I'm confident that we could beat the Spurs at home. And I'm also confident against, and I'm going to say this, but I have a thing that I want to get to, right? Hey, salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. I see all of y'all. I want to get this thing off my mind first before I dap up everybody, right? Because I had this thought. I've been talking to a lot of Knicks Universe contributors before I jumped on, and I just want to get this thing out. But I see y'all in the chat. But let me get this thing out. Right? I see y'all. Right? Let me get this thing off my mind real quick. The Knicks have won 2 in a row, and in the stretch of games in January, we're looking at San Antonio, Toronto, Milwaukee, Indiana, Washington, Detroit, Toronto, Washington, Atlanta, Friday night in Atlanta, January 20th, Toronto, Cleveland, Boston, Brooklyn. That is a stretch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games between now and when we play in the Boston Garden or whatever they call it. right? Well, I don't want to make a prediction because at the beginning of the season, ultimately what I said was in whatever direction this season goes, I'm okay with it. Whatever direction this season goes, I'm okay with it because at the beginning of the season, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a little apathetic because the Knicks didn't pull off the Donovan Mitchell deal. Right? Right? I was a little apathetic. Well, a lot apathetic. Very apathetic that the Knicks didn't pull off the Donovan Mitchell deal. I've moved on from that. I'm in a decent place mentally and emotionally about this team. Right? And here's the thing. The reason why I'm here talking about the Knicks is not because of business. I don't care about business. I run my own, and it's not the greatest business. It's not. But I can eat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I could go get some stuff. I don't have the biggest business in the world. Right? But I'm surviving. Right? But this right here, the Knicks is a fan thing. And it's an emotional thing. Right? The Knicks don't pay our bills. Y'all know that. The Knicks don't pay y'all bills. They don't pay mine. Right? I root for the Knicks because I'm a fan. I like seeing the Knicks in the arena. I like rooting for them against the other guys. You know what I'm saying? I like talking about them. And this is not unique. This is not unique. People have been doing this forever. Before I was born, people were doing this. Right? So what I'm saying is this. Ultimately, what I'm getting at is this. I believe that this team can get to 30 wins before the All-Star break. Right? I believe this team could get to 30 wins before the All-Star break, and I know that's not breaking news. But for those that said this Knicks team is a 42-win team or whatever it is, I was eating. Hey man, my eye water. I had a one of those protein. Otherwise, you know I'm eating right? So I had one of those buffalo chicken protein balls, like the low-cal joints. Kenny Payne said, "Company man, yo, how you gonna ask if company man?" And I just said, "This ain't business." You see what I mean? Y'all see what I'm getting at? Y'all see what I'm getting at, right? Like I legit just said, like explained it, like this ain't business. This ain't business. And Kenny Payne is like, yo, you a company man now? Nah, man, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is realistically, we are all, for the most part, fans of this franchise. Not always fan of this team because, you know, the team changes over the years. Players come and go. The roster changes. The coaching staff changes. The general manager may come and go, whatever. So we're a team. We're a fan of the franchise, right? We're a fan of the franchise, even though the roster may change. We may change the coach. The GM may come and go or whatever. So ultimately, what I'm saying is going back to the Donovan Mitchell debacle, in my mind, I had become apathetic about, this season and this team. But I do see bright spots on the roster. I do see bright spots on the roster, and I want to speak to one that is very polarizing, and it gets us to fighting as if we're cats and dogs. Right? I want to get to a specific, and no, I'm not talking about Randall. Randall is my guy. Even though, bro, for some reason, I think Julius Randle don't like me. I've seen Julius Randle play numerous times, right? Numerous times. I've seen him play here in South Carolina. Hey, Randle, what's good? Nothing. Go to the Knicks game. Hey, Julius, what's good, man? Hey. Nothing. So I don't know if Julius Randle ignores all the fans or if he just ignores me. But whatever. I'm a big boy. And I'm secure. I'm secure in who I am. Right? There is a bright spot on the roster. And he's very polarizing. And y'all think I'm really disrespectful to him. But I only look to coddle him from dreamers and haters. Dreamers and haters are dangerous. Right? Because the haters, despite whatever it is that you do, they're going to have something negative to say. And the dreamers are always looking at what the player can be and projecting that on him right now. Hey, salute to the chat. I'm trying to get this thought off my mind, man. I see all y'all. I see y'all. But let me get this thing off my mind real quick. So haters are very dangerous in terms of narratives, right? Haters are very dangerous in terms of narratives because they will create these dangerous negative narratives just because they don't like somebody. They don't like somebody. Maybe it's jealousy, some type of envy. Maybe they don't see what you see. Right? Right? Maybe they don't see what it is that you see, so you perceive them to be a hater. Even if they're not, even if they are just someone with a different opinion. We do that a lot. If somebody has a different opinion, the easy nouveau way to push that person, that disagreeable person aside, is to call them a hater. Right? If I disagree with somebody, I say I disagree. You know what I'm saying? I disagree with them. They can disagree with me. So what? I don't have to be like them, and they don't have to be like me. Right? So if you disagree with me on some stuff, I respect that. But I don't have to be like you. At the same time, I, Uncle Freezy, don't expect you to be like me. Right? And I know that sounds like me trying to neutralize something, but I specifically want to clarify stances about this player that's on the roster and what we've said about this one player historically, whether it's you don't see what I see, or I don't see what you see. Right? But here's the thing. I think the dreamers are more dangerous than the haters. Because the dreamers will project unreasonable expectations on a player that's only existing in the moment. Right? Dreamers are more dangerous than haters because dreamers put a level of passion on a guy, projecting him to be something he may never become. And they will dig in their heels and fight to the death for that guy. Right? And I know y'all know what it is because there's a chat. Y'all get in here for that. Y'all are not predestined dreamers or haters. You will dream or hate depending on the topic. It's rare to find a chat that comes in neutral and leaves neutral, especially when a topic is polarizing. And so I have a polarizing topic for you tonight. Yes, the Knicks beat the Phoenix Suns. They blew them out from pillar to post. I got to the game late because, like a lot of you, I work. So I missed part of the game. So what? It was a blowout, man. I ain't even going back to watch it. And I know some people are going to be like, man, you're not a loyal fan. You're not going to go back and watch that blowout game from the beginning to the end. Man, I'm hardcore. Yeah, that's you. That's you. Right? Don't force your stuff on me, and I won't force what I have to give on you. You can take it or leave it with me. With Uncle Freezy, you can take it or leave it, right? Because I feel like I'm reasonable, right? And for 95% of y'all are reasonable. Y'all are reasonable, right? So what I want to say is this: I'm not judging anyone, right? And I don't want to step on toes. I'm not trying to call out a certain person or anything. What I'm saying is dreamers, please respect the fact that a hater may not be a hater. They might just be a person with a different opinion. And haters, don't detonate an atomic bomb because the dreamers are unreasonable, right? And so what I'm getting at ultimately what I'm getting at is this: I have a certain take about Quentin Grimes. I've felt this way for about 6 months. And it may not be what it is that you anticipate I'm going to say. So I'm going to ask you, for the sake of respecting my stance, which is not going to be yours because it's mine. Right? So I want to give you my take on Quentin Grimes in this moment. My take on Quentin Grimes in this moment. Right? And I know, and my thing is I know I can get kind of mommy dearest on certain players. Like I know I go all mommy dearest on Emmanuel Quickly, right? I go all mommy dearest on Julius Randle. Like you can't say negative stuff about Randle around me unless you expect me to pull my Wolverine claws out. Right? But I'm preparing mentally to go scorched earth over Quentin Grimes. Right? And I know some of you guys are looking to anticipate what I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna say is hear me out. Don't prejudge. Hear me out. And this will be the place where if you're a receipt keeper, which I still don't get it. People are like, I got receipts. I got receipts. Yeah, that makes you a stalker. That makes you a. I see cats all the time. Yo, I got receipts on what you said. Yeah, you digging up stuff from like 2 years ago, but smart people make decisions based on current information. It's a lot of smart people in the chat, and I love rocking with y'all. Right? It's a lot of smart people in the chat, and I love rocking with y'all. Right? But a reasonable mind with the most updated information will make decisions and statements based on the most current information. So what a reasonable mind will do. Now, what an idiot will do is make a decision and make statements based on outdated information, even though the most current information is available. It's like how some people, still love Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox came here. He played here for 3.5 years. He ain't show you nothing, you know what I'm saying, in 3.5 years. And you still like, yo, Uncle Freezy, you should do a show about how the Knicks did Kevin Knox dirty. No, I'm not doing a show on that. That's stupid. That's dumb. Uncle Freezy, you should do a show on how the Knicks should have made Frank Ntilikina the starting point guard from day one, and then see he would have got better. No, we have current information on Frank. Frank ain't it, and I'm not talking about it. Right? So I say all of that. If you're a dreamer, I'm about to say something that's going to give you all the fuel you need to be the biggest, best dreamer of your life. And if you're a hater, I'm going to give you all the haterade for you to keep your stamina up until the end of Quentin Grimes' career. Right? So here it is, right? Here it is. I like Quentin Grimes. Right? I like Quentin Grimes a lot. I like Quentin Grimes so much that I think in 2 years, Grimes might be or has the potential to be a cornerstone of the franchise. If everything goes right. Right? And I'm not going to lie to you. I was frustrated that the Dreamers were saying Quentin Grimes is Reggie Miller with Gary Payton defense. What? Quentin Grimes is Reggie Miller with Gary Payton defense? Do you know what type of player that makes Quentin Grimes? That makes Quentin Grimes a top 50 player of all time. Really? Dreamers? Really? Really? Right? The haters are going to say stuff like Grimes can't stay healthy. Quentin Grimes can't even get a real haircut. Look, he looked like a 13-year-old. None of that has to do with basketball. I mean, the staying healthy part, maybe. Right? And I know those with receipts are going to say, but Uncle Feezy, you call him a ham sandwich all the time. I did. So somebody has to be able to, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying that I'm right. Right? But somebody has to bring some levity to the Dreamers. I had a dude on the Knicks Morning Drive. A dude on the Knicks Morning Drive talked to me about how Quentin Grimes is Ray Allen with all NBA defense. And talked to me for an hour. Can you imagine an hour? Do you know how much stamina you have to talk for an hour about Quentin Grimes being Ray Allen with all NBA defense? Do you know how much endurance you have to argue for an hour? And mind you, I'm the host of the Knicks Morning Drive, but it's y'all's show. The Knicks Morning Drive is y'all's show, but I'm the host. Nowhere else in Knicks universe is somebody going to speak to you guys and allow you guys to run a YouTube show. Yes, you. Nobody on YouTube is going to allow the chat to run a YouTube show. Nobody. I don't care what you say. If you're in the chat right now looking for something to say that's counter to what I'm saying, point out a show that started before this one, because there's some copycats out there, but whatever. There's some copycats out there, but whatever. We don't care nothing about the copycat thing. We solely focus on ourselves. There's a lot of copycats out there, like, do the same, use our model. We don't care nothing about that, and we don't call them copycats in a disrespectful way. It's just, if they were not doing it before us, saw us, and used this model, then it is what it is. And I'm not being disrespectful to them. I'm just saying, Before this, there was a Knicks fan TV where, you know, guys sat, Jay Ellis and CP, you know what I'm saying, you know, rock the mic in their way, right? And then before them was a Nothing But Knicks with Sim Russell. That's my man, 50 grand. Shout out to Sim. Shout out to Sim Russell. You know what I'm saying? Who one of the originators of this space. He rocked the mic and put graphics and before everybody, Sim had a controlled environment where some people come in and he would have graphics and stats and talk to y'all about the game and all that stuff, right? But this space right here, where the chat runs a channel, where the chat basically runs a channel, did not exist before us. Nobody did it. Right? And I said all of that to say this. So I'm going to shout out the chat for y'all rocking and doing all that stuff, but that's not the point. The point I want to get to is this. The receipt thing, I think we get carried away by the moment. And when I say we, I'm including myself. I'm including myself. I am you and you are me. Right? I am you guys. And I represent y'all on the road. When I go hang out with Rel and King Kai at We Talk Mavs, I speak about the fan base in general, not about myself. When I go hang out with We Talk Mavs, We Talk Hawks, when I go do the Sacramento Kings stuff, well, I hadn't done that in a while. I hadn't done that in a minute, but when I go visit other places, I speak for you guys. I don't speak for Uncle Freezy. Because I always looked at myself as y'all's mayor. Like, I'm not the ruler, I'm a representative. But here's the thing. Ultimately, here's the thing I want to get to. I like Grimes. And yes, I called him a ham sandwich. And I may still will. I might still do that. When the Dreamers show up and call him when the Dreamers show up and call him Reggie Miller with Gary Payton's defense, I feel compelled to hit the ham sandwich button. Like, slow down. Slow down. Right? When the haters, legit, the haters are gonna be like, man, Quentin Grimes got acne. So, what about the way he played basketball? Right? Right? People are going to say, well, Quentin Grimes should have been in the Donovan Mitchell deal. At the moment, I felt like that too. I ain't going to lie. At the moment, I felt like that as well. Quentin Grimes held up a Donovan Mitchell deal. Are you crazy? Hey, man. Hey, man. I felt like that too. I'm with you. But on a different topic, for a different reason. Quentin Grimes holding up a Donovan Mitchell deal has nothing to do with me disliking Quentin Grimes, but more so, ultimately, for two reasons. I love Donovan Mitchell's game, which is the second reason, and not the most important. But I feel like the Knicks need a star. And sometimes when we get here, we don't get a chance to parse participles because there are so many people that want to express their own opinions. When we get here, there are so many people eager to say something, and it's for a number of reasons. Like sometimes in the chat, some people are just jealous of what it is that y'all have and just say negative things because they want to tear this thing down because they think that they can build up what they have. You don't have to tear us down to build up what you have. You can just go rock. Then there are some of us in the chat that just want to be heard. It's cool. If you just want to be heard, it's cool. I don't begrudge you for just wanting to be heard, bro. That's part of life. We all need sounding boards at some point. Like we all need to express ourselves at some point. So even if you come on and you say like the most elementary thing, I don't care. It's elementary to me. It might not be elementary to you. Because sometimes I say things that I think are deep and profound, and it may be elementary to y'all. And y'all like, come on, Uncle Freezy, come on, man. You got to do better. You got to bring some more stuff. What you getting at? Right? Sometimes we just want to be heard. Maybe in this moment right now, I just want to be heard about Quentin Grimes. Maybe I just want to be heard about Quentin Grimes. And I got a deeper thing about Grimes. And I know it's going to shock a few of y'all and think I'm just doing the Howard Stern shock jock thing. But I don't want to do that. Like, I don't need the attention. Right? Like, for those of y'all that talk to me behind the scenes, y'all know I'm not the person that's seeking attention. Do I enjoy certain moments? Yes. Ultimately, I'm still just the homie. David L., I'm still just the homie. Like the homie in y'all crew that just have fun hanging out with the crew. I don't need a crew like to I don't need a crew that you know what I'm saying pushes me up on a pedestal. I don't like that. I like the fact that we can all come here and hang out and chop it up. Right? Right? So here's my thing. Here's my thing. This is what I'm going to say about Quentin Grimes tonight. And I know a bunch of y'all are going to leave and be like, Uncle Freezy has lost his mind. And this is seltzer water, by the way, not alcohol. It's seltzer water, by the way. Key lime seltzer water. My deal with Quentin Grimes is this. I think Quentin Grimes has the potential to be a star in the NBA. That's right, STAR in the NBA. A star. And while I know that RJ Barrett is the golden child and the future of New York Knicks basketball, I think Quentin Grimes has the potential to be better than RJ Barrett. When I look at the Knicks roster right now and look at the upside of all the players on the roster, the young players, the guys 25 and under, I love Emmanuel Quickly. I think unleashed Emmanuel Quickly can be a dollar store Jamal Murray. I think Emmanuel Quickly can be a dollar store Jamal Murray type of combo guard, running the point, high rebound, high assist, dagger, big moment type player at point for the Knicks or at guard for the Knicks. Y'all know that, but y'all know that already. I was arguing with Hardwell and BK Steph about that last week. Right? But Grimes, however, gives me the vibes, excuse me, that under the right coaching, he can have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander type impact for a franchise. That's right. I said it. And I ain't taking it back either. Quentin Grimes gives me the vibes that he could have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander type impact on a franchise. That's right. I said it. Now, my fear is that the Dreamers are going to take exactly what I said and be like, yo, Uncle Freezy, you right. You right. Quentin Grimes can be SGA. Slow down. I never said Quentin Grimes can be SGA. What I said was Quentin Grimes can have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander type impact on a franchise. The Dreamers already in this moment are saying, yo, Uncle Freezy done lost it, man. Uncle Freezy said that Grimes is just as good as SGA. Slow down. Slow down. Can we rewind this back and listen to what Uncle Freezy said? Uncle Freezy said Quentin Grimes can have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander type impact on a franchise. And so the haters are going to say, and this is the haters. This is me mocking the haters. The haters, and listen, when I mock the haters love to be mocked. It validates them. It's that energy. It gives them fuel, right? The haters love to be mocked because, for one, they're acknowledged, and the haters love to be acknowledged, right? The haters love to be acknowledged. It's the reason why they say ridiculous stuff, right? The haters love to be acknowledged. The ones that love to be acknowledged, think about it. The haters love to be acknowledged. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I hate Grimes. So for the haters are basically going to take what I just said and say, man, Grimes ain't even Frank Ntilikina. Grimes is terrible because he got acne. Or Grimes is terrible because he's injury prone. Grimes can barely beat out Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is better. Right? So if you're a dreamer, you automatically took what I said, that Quentin Grimes can have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander type impact. And they are going to project that on Grimes right now and say right now Grimes or in a few months Grimes can be SGA. Right? Quentin Grimes is not going to be today's version. Today's version of Quentin Grimes is not today's version of SGA. Let's just make that clear, right? Slow down, dreamers. Slow down, dreamers. Because the dreamers, trust me, the dreamers are dangerous. The dreamers are dangerous. The dreamers are just as dangerous as the haters. Right? The dreamers are going to be like, the dreamers are going to say stuff like, yo, I agree with Uncle Freezy. I always saw SGA and Quentin Grimes. All Tibbs got to do is take the handcuffs off Grimes right now. Slow down. Grimes is a ham sandwich. That's what I'll say to y'all. And the dreamers hate when I say Grimes is a ham sandwich. Right? They hate when I say that. Because listen, I have to insulate Grimes from the dreamers because the dreamers to Quentin Grimes are more dangerous than the haters of Quentin Grimes. Because the dreamers are going to mess around and start comparing Quentin Grimes to dollar store Kobe Bryant. The dreamers are going to take Quentin Grimes and project him into that third tier of greatest of all time shooting guards. Reggie Miller, Ray Allen. Easy. Quentin Grimes is not that. Quentin Grimes is not that. Right? He's not that. But I tell you who he could be. The same type of impact. A player that I want you to envision, right? About the same age, about the same growth, right? Devin Vassell. On that same career arc, right? Before y'all jump out the window and say Quentin Grimes is going to be Quentin Grimes is going to be Dale Ellis. Quentin Grimes is Dan Marley, which that might be about right. That might be about right. A Dan Marley type. A shooter that can defend. Right? Not a defender that can shoot. I think Grimes is a shooter that can defend at a high level. Notice I said shooter first. Right? I got a stat for y'all. I pulled it up. I'm going to try to go back to it and save some time for, where is it? Oklahoma City Thunder. Roster. SGA. Point guard, 24, 6'6", 180, Kentucky. Stats. SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander through 82 games, averaged 10.8 points per game on about 9 shots. Somebody write that down. Do I have a Word doc open? Yeah, I got a Word doc open. Hold on. I'm going to try to jot that down. All right. SGA dash 82 games dash 11 points, dash 9 shots. All right. Grimes. And Grimes has only played 72 or 73 games. But let me go. Let me find New York Knicks stats. Where is he? Quentin Grimes stats. Quentin Grimes for his career now. This is for his career. Not talking about years. I'm talking about career. Quentin Grimes for his career is, according to ESPN, is 72 games, 7.4 points per game on 6 shots. Quentin Grimes through 72 is 7 points a game on 6 shots. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all didn't think I was going to base this in evidence. Somebody legit thought I was going to turn on the microphone and just talk and just speak randomly. Nah. That's not what we're going to do, right? I'm going to go back to, because what I want to do is use context, right? That team in 2018, 2019, that SGA averaged about 10 or 11 points a game. I'm going to see if they allow me to do it. Let me go here to stats. All right. I want to do years. All right. There we go. 2018, 2019. All right. That team that SGA was on featured Tobias Harris, Lou Williams, Danilo Gallinari, Montrezl Harrell, Landry Shamet, Ivan Zubac, JaMychal Green, Avery Bradley, Patrick Beverly, Boban, Luke Bayamute, Marcin Gortat, Garrett Temple, Wilson Chandler, and a whole bunch of other dudes. Tell me if the Knicks have a player comparable. Tell me if the Knicks have a player comparable to Tobias Harris. Just saying. Tell me if the Knicks have 2 defensive guards like Avery Bradley and Patrick Beverly. Tell me if the Knicks have a center that has the production of Ivan Zubac. Right? Y'all tell me. Right? And Nick Yak says, are we pretending he likes Grimes or not in plain English? I don't know. Are we pretending like he likes Grimes or not in plain English? Hey, Nick Yak, that's part of it, bro. You gotta listen. It's part of it. Stop speeding ahead. Be in the moment. If you don't have time, there's nothing I can do about that. I have time, though. Right? Respectfully, I'm saying that. So what I'm getting at is, yes, man, I feel like Quentin Grimes can have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander type impact on an NBA team. My question is, will it be this one? Knicks fans, will it be this team that Quentin Grimes has that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander type impact on? Will it be this one? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. I'm interested. Is Quentin Grimes a part of the future? Y'all tell me. Tell me what y'all think. I think the Dreamers are ready to take what I just said and push it to the limit. I can see what the Dreamers are going to do right now before they actually do it. The Dreamers are going to say, yo, Uncle Freezy said Grimes is going to be better than SGA. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. And the haters are going to be like, yo, I don't know why Uncle Freezy always talking about not tanking. This team ain't it. You got to get rid of Grimes and Randall and RJ and got to start all over from scratch. Some of the haters say that. Now, some of y'all that believe in tanking, I know y'all are not haters. Y'all really want to win in the long term. But excuse me if I point out the fact that the haters use y'all strategy to reinforce what it is that they want. It happens, bro. The dreamers, listen. Sometimes people use y'all strategy to reinforce theirs. Right? Sometimes. Right? All right. So I've been talking for like an hour. Let me bring in some of my people, man, that rock with us. I'm sorry I didn't send the link, y'all. I had just listen. I didn't send the link out, man. It wasn't because I did it non-intentionally, but I was talking to Knicks Universe behind the scenes, about a bunch of stuff. I just created a Mets channel. It has zero content on it, but it's called Queens to Kings podcast. It's the Queens to Kings podcast. Right?
Salute Freezy, salute Corey.
Hey, Lee.
Salute.
Lee.
What's up?
Hey, you got another AV that you can use instead of the
I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna switch it up for you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man.
So Keith Turner says Grimes don't have 3 years left on his deal, right? Now I agree with you. Listen, I understand all of that, right? I understand all of that. What I'm saying is this: I'm not saying that hey Nick Yak, yo, the King. I'm talking about the Knicks going from Queens, New York, to World Series champions. That's what I'm talking about, boss. Hey, shout out to Nick Yak. I'm talking about the Mets going from Queens, New York, to being the king of the baseball world. That's what I'm talking about.
We shall see.
Yeah, man. Hey, so what I'm interested in hearing from you guys is how you guys feel about the Knicks in the month of January.
The month of January schedule it doesn't look easy.
That's what you said
Oh
about
boy.
December. That's what you said about December too. Look at what we
Right.
did in December, bro.
Well, I'm just gonna say the month of January it's not gonna be easy for the Knicks. We're facing Toronto 3 times. We played the Hawks. We played Dallas. We played Lakers. We also played Cleveland. It's not going to be easy for the Knicks.
When
That's
is
all.
it? When
That's
has it
all.
ever
That's all
been
I'm gonna.
easy for us?
That's oh man, it's
Yeah.
never been easy for the Knicks.
Yeah.
Hey, here's some scores update around the NBA. The Warriors.
Adam.
Yeah.
Before we do that, answer the question. Answer the question. How you
What
feel
was?
about the Knicks? And so we don't want to change the subject, bro. We
Oh,
want to
the
stay
Knicks.
stay
Oh,
on
the
the topic.
Knicks. The Knicks right now. I'm happy the way they're playing so far. They play very well against the the Suns today. Defensively, offensively, they play very well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. When I Lee, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I still feel apathetic about the Knicks. Like
Mm.
either way, and listen, I know being in neutral is not the place to be, right? And I know a lot of times people associate apathy with not caring in general, right? The
Mm.
thing is about being apathetic is you care, you just don't invest in anything. It's like people in your neighborhood, they care about the things that go in the neighborhood, but they just might not vote. That type of apathy. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Hmm.
care. Like they keep their yard clean. They care about everything that go on in the neighborhood. They stay aware of stuff. But when the polls open, they just don't go downtown and vote. And that's how I feel right now about the Knicks. Like I care a lot about the team. Bro, I'm up in the middle of the night. It's after midnight on the East Coast. And I'm up talking about the Knicks, right? So I care, right? But I'm in a mindset that I'm okay with whatever happens with this season. You know what I'm saying? If we win 50 games and go to the second round of the playoffs, yes, I'm going to playoff games, right? If we go to the lottery and it looks like it at the end of the season that we may be a lottery team, I'm still going to games. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying about this direction is, yeah, you know, it's the vanilla ice cream effect. It's still dessert.
Hmm.
You feel me?
Hmm. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm gonna let you get it all out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What about you though? How do you feel about this season?
This season, or just in the month of January, or both.
Or both. Yeah, or both.
Okay, first of all, in the month of January, I'm very, very, very optimistic and hopeful, considering if and when we get our players back from being injured, from the injuries.
Mm.
Um, I think I mean honestly, from this point on, the Knicks showed me that they can pretty much compete with almost everybody, almost everybody. You know, I just think we know a little nudge getting at some of these so-called super teams. Um, Personally, for the season, I mean, it started off rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. But nothing good comes easy. So it took some time. I believe we can be a very solid team and a playoff team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The potential playoff team, and we can make some noise. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully attract that so-called superstar. You know, to our team. Make some people what's the word I'm trying to think of? Expendable.
Okay. Why are you optimistic?
I've been a Knicks fan. I've been a Knicks fan, if not as long as you, just about as long as you have.
So you're optimistic because you're an optimistic person, or are you optimistic because you think the Knicks are going to do something to turn this thing around?
I just from this whole regime, since we had this regime, it's not been the same old Knicks. The same. It has not been the same. Oh, nothing. I mean, granted, I like how they handle business to some degree. You know what I'm saying? They keep things tight knit. They keep it in house. You know what I'm saying? They don't live. They never tell it. One thing about my mom, she always told me, never tell your left hand what your right hand's doing.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that you can't get your plans ruined if nobody knows what you're trying to do. You understand
Okay.
what I'm saying? Now I understand that it frustrates Knicks fans because we need to know our direction and where we're going and what we're doing, and like we're gonna come out there and help drive and steer the ship when actually we
Right.
just passengers on the ride. You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
am I happy with all the things they've done this year or the last few years? No, I'm not. But I mean, can I understand why they haven't done certain things? Yes, of course. I'm not saying, before you even start saying he's a ham sandwich, I can see why he wasn't in the Donovan Mitchell trade as far as Grimes goes. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the potential and what is the output we've gotten when we really needed it the most.
Okay.
So,
All right.
that's just my opinion.
So here. I'll say this, and it appears to be a flip flop, right? Like people are gonna be like, man, Uncle Freezy be flip flopping and all that stuff, man. Every time he talk, he say something different. Okay. I'm kind of optimistic about the Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle triumvirate
Hmm.
with Emmanuel Quickly and Quentin Grimes being key support players. Right? Now, at the same time, I'm not optimistic. I'm pessimistic about the bench. Right? I don't think Miles McBride is ready and won't be ready until next year.
Agreed.
But I like Miles McBride. And I think long term he will be ready. But I don't think he's ready in this moment. I don't think he's a complete player in this moment. Yeah. It's so this is where this is where people that only listen to like one side of the thing and be like, man, Uncle Freezy always be flip flopping. It's because they hear the first part, won't listen to the second part because they're ready to argue with me about the first part. Right? So I'm optimistic about the triumvirate of Randall, RJ, and Brunson. I like Grimes, right? I like Quickly right now. I like McBride in the long term. But if you ask me about those three players, I don't think those three players are ready to be key contributors right away. But in the long term, yes. Right. So if you listening, like for the dreamers, the dreamers are going to take what I said, like they're only going to hear this part of what I just said. Uncle Freezy think those three are going to be good in the long term, but I also mentioned something about the short term. And you can and human beings can also have complex and complicated thoughts. We don't always have to think like a first grader. Either I'm sleepy or I'm not. Either I'm hungry or I'm not. Right? Either I'm aggravated or I'm not. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like as you become adults, only certain things aggravate you. Other things don't. So you don't just walk around being aggravated all the time. It's only certain things that aggravate you. Like when you stump your toe going to the bathroom. That's aggravating.
Mm-hmm.
Or when your grandbaby leave a toy on the floor and you step on it. That's aggravating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't generally walk around in an aggravated state. You know what I mean? It's like it's one of these deals where, as a Knicks fan, you are in a treacherous situation because even though the seas that you're on right now might be calm. When you look behind you, you just saw a 5-game losing streak and you saw choppy waters. And if you base your thoughts on what Adam said, when you look ahead, you see more choppy waters. Right now, you're in still waters, right? So as a fan, you don't think you're going to be in still waters the whole time. You know the waters are going to get rough. Only those that are oblivious to the things around them will understand or will not understand that times are going to change and situations are going to change, and the way that you think about things may change based on those situations. So if you're a Knicks fan right now, you won 2 in a row. You might win 3 in a row against San Antonio, right? But then when the January schedule comes after that 3-game winning streak, you may encounter choppy waters. Should you just say that you're on smooth waters, smooth sailing, even though you're in choppy waters? Nah. You admit where you are and you rock with it.
I agree with you about Quentin Grimes. Miles McBride.
Okay.
I totally agree. His defense is good. His defense is really good. It's solid. But as far as the offensive player, he has not turned that corner yet. Offensively, where he's comfortable,
Right.
and he knows where his spots are and where he can pick them, as well as that. So I agree with you with that 1,000%, and not just to agree with you because I see it. You know, now I understand why the push for him to play last season was not. It wasn't. He wasn't like Tibbs was like, nah, I'm not rushing him out there yet. Considering what he did in the G League, but then of course, like we say, the G League is a far different animal than it is that the NBA is. Because the world's best athletes are right there in the NBA.
Right.
So, I stand corrected on that. Also too, a lot of us need to be more selective, not with the selective listening and be more open-minded with the listening. Try to understand other perspectives, because my perspective isn't always correct,
Right.
So.
Right. And the thing I'm getting at, man, as a Knicks fan, bro, and we've been at this for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not frustrated that the Knicks have not won a championship in umpteen thousand years?
Come on, bro.
Right. That's a rhetorical question, because whether you are or not, it's all based on personal experience. If you're a young Knicks fan, don't even talk to me about being frustrated about not winning the chip, right? Because you ain't been following long enough to understand frustration, bro. So at this point, young Knicks fans, like my man State of the New York Knicks podcast. That's my man, 50 grand. Check him out on Twitter. He's an entertainer follow on Twitter. He too young to understand frustration of not winning the chip. His thing is jealousy based. Other teams are winning championships. Why not us? Whether he recognized that or not, that's what he is. Other teams winning championships. Why we can't win one? That's what he is. It has nothing to do with us not winning a championship in 18,000 years and years and years. Right? Shout out to my main man, Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie is in the building.
Peace to you, Jay.
Yeah, and so what I'm saying is it's all about perspective. If you're an old-time Knicks fan like me and Nick Yak and Paris Duggar and some others, Miss Geraldine and Rob the Knowledgeable Nick and Jay Boogie and a bunch of others, you hadn't won a championship in so long, you really don't know how to feel, because sometimes it's comedy. Sometimes there is a stretch of seasons stitched back to back that you, like, all you could do was just throw your hand. Oh. Like there's 2 or 3 years, like you legit, all you can do is throw your hands in the air. Right? That's it. That's all you can do. Salute to Dre. Dre, what's good?
Chilling, chilling, I'm chilling. What's up with y'all? What up to the chat? What up to the panel?
What's up, bro?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Chilling,
What's
bro.
up? What's
Chilling.
up, boss?
What's good,
I
Dre?
kind of I kind of went away from the stream for like the last 5-10 minutes, so I'm not exactly sure what the topic
So
is.
you
Is
with me? So you think Grimes can have a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander type impact on an NBA team? Dre is with
type?
me, y'all.
I don't know about all that, boss. Type. Well, do
Nah,
you think at any point he can average 30 points a game?
Um,
Because if you say
uh
type,
no,
there's
no,
levels.
no, 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 no. I said impact. Impact is key.
Okay. Oh, like okay, okay. Oh,
Impact.
oh, like just straight raw impact because he does play. I feel like I'm gonna be absolutely honest. Even though there are times he Grimes literally takes on the hardest um person to guard on a daily basis, on a nightly basis, and this is backed up by statistics. He has the hardest matchups in the NBA, and he's taken
Right.
like the largest jump in matchups. And I'll pull up the statistics so you can throw it up in the chat in a second, but in terms of maybe being a two-way player. If he ever develops to the point where he's a consistent 20 point per game guy on solid efficiency, then sure, because that would probably impact winning more than Shy's 30 at this current moment, at this current
Right.
juncture. Because while Shy is getting 30, he came into the league where with defense being his best trait. And for a lot of guys, like the Bradley Beals of the world, when they were better defenders when they were younger, but they built up their offensive repertoire to a point where they become so important to the offense that they don't play defense at an elite level or high level anymore.
Or
And you
effort.
could, and
He don't even
yeah,
give. He can serve
the,
energy.
yeah. So it's just like it, if he can maintain being amongst the elite two-way players, like
Like
it's
Paul
hard to
George.
say, right? Like Paul George, it doesn't necessarily have the measurables, but if he if this is a big if,
For what he does though. See, Paul George
this is a
defends
big
two,
if
threes, and fours. Grimes defends
that
one, twos, and threes.
that too, but not even to harp on our one of our guys from the past, EG 14,000. He passing is what takes you to the next level, basically. And if he becomes a well above average playmaker on top of his defense and
Right.
consistency with scoring, then he
Right.
can be a more impactful player. But it's in this small sample size, last 10 games or so, he's been averaging 15 on solid efficiency and pretty much high volume from three on high efficiency from three while playing elite defense. So it isn't completely far fetched if he keeps developing that he could
See,
have that sort of
while
impact.
I researched this, Paul George is the name that stuck out in my mind first.
Right.
Right. But I think a Grimes can have the impact of a really good two-way player that impacts winning, right?
How
And
about
while
Iggy? Not
who,
to say he's the same athlete, Iggy, but like
no, I'm not.
the
No, I'm not talking about profile. I'm just talking about impact.
that's what I mean. Impact. Like
Right, right,
everywhere. Like when he went to the Denver Nuggets didn't really have a superstar, and they won 57 games while he was there, and he was basically the best player on that team at the time. And then he went to the Warriors, and they took the leap from being a very good playoff team to winning championships. Now, will I say he's the main factor for that? No, but he impacted winning to a very high extent, and he brought experience and elite
Yo,
defense and playmaking.
the chat is wild, and they're saying there's some background noise.
Yeah, there's
Somebody,
echoing. I can hear
yeah,
it from somebody, but I'm not sure who. It might be
yeah,
Corey because he
yeah. We
doesn't have
got,
headphones on.
yeah, we got to do, yeah. Let me
Hello,
do,
hello, hello,
yeah.
hello.
Yeah. We here. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm talking about impact on a team and
Right.
not the profile. And so I agree with you because when I first thought of when I first I was thinking about this towards leaning up to the new year. I didn't know how to roll it out. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to give because so when it struck me, I didn't want to just come on and just babble on like an idiot. I wanted to
Yeah.
think about it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, and think about it. And because I thought
Mhm.
Paul George initially, I thought about Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, where a non top 10 pick comes onto a team with some talent, right? Goes onto a playoff team, is like the fourth or fifth wheel on a decent team with
Right.
a role, a specific role, until he can bring up his floor, not his ceiling, right? But bring up his floor, right? And so I thought
Hmm.
about Kawhi Leonard first. I thought about Paul George. Thought about those type of players, right? But those type of players have such a super impact on the game that I don't think Grimes is in that discussion of
Right.
impact. Now I'm talking about impact,
Yeah.
right?
I feel exactly what you're saying. Just like if it were like impact were like a net rating thing, him being on the court, no
Right,
matter like whatever totals he's getting in the raw box score, he
right,
impacts winning on a possession to possession basis.
right. Like, can his impact be felt on the periphery while other good players do their thing?
Right.
Can Quentin Grimes be that? Chat. Can Quentin Grimes have his presence be felt on the periphery while the Brunson burner is activated, while Julius Randle is a double double machine, and while RJ Barrett slashes to the basket on a nightly basis and defends other guys in the NBA? Can Quentin Grimes, without shooting the basketball, have an impact on the New York Knicks winning or losing?
I
Am I
feel
Yes,
like
he can.
I feel
Yes, he
like he
can.
he's already has. If you seen like our splits when he started, like immediately when he started starting games when we were healthy as a unit, he affected winning almost immediately. Well
Right.
over like his replacement like Cam Reddish.
Right.
So like I'm not even as a jab to Cam Reddish, but it's kind of evident to see on a game to game, possession to possession basis. Grimes is just very consistent at what he does with no lapses.
Right. 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 And so my thing is with the Knicks. I already said it before. Y'all know how I feel. I'm kind of apathetic in this moment. Right.
Hmm.
Dre, I'm apathetic because the Knicks didn't draft a future piece, right? Or they drafted him and they
Right.
traded him away. They snatched my heart out. Leading up to the draft, I had two players in mind. One was attainable, the other one wasn't. I had the Knicks. I wanted the Knicks to either draft Benedict Mathurin out of Arizona, the shooting guard out of Arizona who played with Dalen Terry in the
Right.
backcourt with Christian Koloko, right? I kind of like that mix. I was like, yo, these are pro players playing together in college. I think all three are going to be good, right? I wanted Benedict Mathurin. I was
I
being
agree.
sold. I was being sold a package on Shaden Sharp, but I just couldn't take it. It's my Kobe Bryant syndrome. I understand how amazed people are with him behind the scenes. I just hadn't seen him. It's why the Knicks didn't trade up for Kobe Bryant. They just hadn't seen
Hmm.
him. He was a mystery man, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes mystery men pan out, sometimes they don't. Right? The Lakers were fortunate, right? My other guy was Usman Jing. And when Adam Silver walked to the podium and said, with the such and such pick, the New York Knicks select Usman Jing. Oh my! I was elated. only to find out that Woj was like, yeah, they're only selecting him for the Oklahoma City Thunder and part of a package for blah, 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 blah. And my heart was snatched out.
So
Right. And so I kind of got over it. And then the Donovan Mitchell things heated up. Right. And then we didn't get Donovan Mitchell. But even before that, when I heard Zach LaVine's representation said that his top 3 teams, when he was a free agent, his top 3 teams were Chicago, New York, and the Los Angeles Lakers in that order. And I was like, wait a minute. Are you telling me that we may be able to get Zach LaVine?
Yeah, right.
The New York Knicks, I think they were saying it was like 50%. It was like 50% Chicago, 35% New York, and 15% Lakers, or something crazy like that. And I was like, wow, Zach LaVine? And then the Donovan Mitchell rumor started. And so we didn't get Ousmane Dieng. We didn't get Benedict Mathurin. We didn't get Zach LaVine. And then the only thing left was Donovan Mitchell has to be in the bag. And we didn't get Donovan Mitchell. And so I was like, yeah, whatever happens this season just happened. I don't care. AD is in the building. What's good, sir?
Freezy, let me know when I can give some scores update.
What's going on, fellas? Salute, Nick Nation.
Salute. Happy New Year, bro.
Happy New Year.
So which one are you, Freezy? The dreamer, or which one are you right now in this?
I'm not answering it. I'm not either. I'm the host. I'm the mayor.
Chief Rocker.
I'm the number 1 chief rocker in the universe.
And it doesn't help.
Mayor McFreezy.
That Donovan dropped 71 tonight. That doesn't help.
Right.
Oh my God, the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Hey, Freezy, I dropped a tweet that you might want to look at. It's a little bit long, but yeah.
I'm looking at it now. I got you.
It might not fit on the screen, but it kind of shows his growth.
Trajectory. Yeah. Growth.
Right.
Wow. Well, Grimes can be all that you say, Freezy. The question is, is he a star? Is he a top? Is he one? I don't see that in his trajectory. I've always liked the kid. Is he a star?
I'm speaking about this moment though.
Okay, is he a star in this moment? If you're saying, can he be the player that I saw out there against Dallas? He could do that all day.
No, I'm not looking ahead, Dreamer.
No, I'm saying, I mean, in this moment right now, as far as him being a reliable 3-and-D type of a ball player right now, he could do that all day.
I'm not projected. I'm talking about this moment. I said down the road when we get there, he can end up being blase blah. What I'm saying is ultimately what we want Grimes to do is 1, stay healthy, right? 2, continue to be a contributor with the arrow pointing up. And then it's like being at the casino. If I'm winning all night, I'm gonna know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. That's what I'm saying about Grimes, right? Like right now, stay healthy, be a contributor, right? And then in 2 years, when we look back on this moment, when the dude has an impact and I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. When he has an impact like Kawhi Leonard,
oh God,
then we can look back at this moment and say he was brought along nice and slow.
That's a pessimistic laugh. That's a
Yeah,
pessimistic
man.
laugh.
Hey, hey, panel, you want some scores update around the NBA?
Shit, go for it.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Shoot, knock it down.
Not now?
No,
Said
go
knock
ahead.
it down.
Okay. All right, the Hawks is up 130 to 129. That's in overtime. Trailblazers is up 135 to 105. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Miami's up 96 to 95 over the Clippers in the fourth quarter. Here is your final scores around the NBA. The Knicks 102-83 over the Suns. The Lakers beat the Hornets 121-115. Cleveland beat the Bulls 145 to 134. Of course, Donovan Mitchell scored 71 points. Who cares? Indiana beat Toronto 122 to 114. 76ers beat the Pelicans 120 to 111. Brooklyn beat the Spurs 139 to 103. Dallas beat the Rockets 111 to 106. And the Nuggets lost to the Timberwolves 124 to 111. There's your NBA scores update.
Yeah, by the way, Clay has 52 as we speak.
Is it fit up? I'm looking at it, it says 49.
He's at
Oh,
52.
he
He
must.
just hit a three to put them up too
Okay.
with the
Wow.
last 15 seconds on NBA TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. I guess I'm on the delayed version.
Yeah, I'm watching on cable, so if you're on a stream, then
Satellite slow.
Yeah, man. A lot of action tonight.
So, all right. So, Dre, am I explaining this? Ad, am I explaining this in a weird way, or am I esoteric?
Hmm.
I don't think you're explaining it in a weird way. I don't think you're being esoteric. But Grimes' worth to this regime may not be the same to a next regime if
mhm.
this regime is not here in 2 years. See what
Okay.
I'm saying? So
Right.
for this regime, obviously he's worth a lot because if you believe the reports, they didn't want to give him up.
Okay.
So for right here, right now, with Randall and he can play NBA basketball. Period.
Okay. Okay.
I know you don't want to, look at, but you said 2 years, so that's in the future. Is he is he a really good contributor 2 years from now? I think at the very least, yes.
Yeah, but I'm talking about prospectus and investing. I'm not talking about reaping the rewards today. I'm talking about futures, right? Let me rephrase that. I'm talking about futures. I'm not talking about the today's investment, right? I'm talking about putting that stuff away and then revisiting in 2 years,
Yeah.
right?
I think he would still in 2 years, absolutely. I don't see him going down unless these little injuries are gonna become, lingering things.
Right.
They're gonna really debilitate his growth going
Okay.
forward, which is a big possibility. That's today's sports. That's
Right.
today's NBA.
Right.
You got to account for that. You got to account for injuries.
Okay. Okay. All right. And so what I wanted to say to the chat is I'm not really putting this out there in the air because I need content stuff to talk about. Trust me, we could talk about Tibbs till the end of time,
Hmm.
right? You feel me? We can talk about Tom Thibodeau and Julius Randle until the end of freaking time. But what I did want to do though is introduce a non-recycled thought to the chat to see if I am a outer space Martian or a forward thinker. Right? Because my thing with impact is the accumulation of all the things that a player can bring and how it helps or hurts a team. Some players have negative impact. Y'all see it when Hartenstein hit the floor. You're like, what is this dude doing out here doing? Right? So I'm talking about impact. I'm not talking about is he a 6'7" hyper athlete that can run and jump, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Quentin Grimes, can he be felt on a game? In a game, right? What did he do? Right? Like for instance, I'll give you an example of somebody right now that puts up numbers that is not impactful. And I hate it because he's probably my favorite young Knick. Emmanuel Quickly does all this stuff, but does he really have an impact? In my mind, no. I wish Quickly was more impactful. He had the 30-something point game. He had the 15 assist game. He is a very good ball handler now. He can hold it. He can hold it down. You know, with after the point guard leaves the game. But
I'm gonna push back on that,
impact
Freezy.
winning?
But
Does
I'm
he
gonna
impact winning?
I'm gonna push back on that. Very good ball handler. Yeah.
No, not particularly that, but just winning. He does, because if you look up our best lineups out of whatever arraignment of our 100 best lineups, his name is in the top 5 of them in terms of net rating. Like when he's on the court, we usually outscore the other team. No matter what the context is, no matter who's around him on the floor, it could be Hartenstein, and we'll probably outscore the other team if IQ's on the court. Now, for the context of that, it could be, and it could be just what he does on the defensive end, because we see how inefficient he can be on offense, but his inefficiency on offense doesn't hinder us as badly because he
I
does so
can
many
feel
other
yours
things.
laughter.
But I'm not about to say
LOL.
he's unimpactful. I'm not about to say that. No, it's a little bit more nuanced than just saying like he's unimpactful. Like unimpactful would be, to be absolutely honest, RJ Barrett is probably the most unimpactful scorer on this team.
Right.
If we're keeping it a stat.
Well, let's use RJ then as the example
That's so wrong.
of impact.
It's true though.
Wow. Wow.
And I like RJ.
So, but I say
our
that.
lineups.
But we say that
Yeah,
not
go
to.
ahead.
We're not tearing down the players. You know, so we're not tearing down the players. The example given is Grimes is like when Grimes is in the game, you feel a difference. When
Right.
Quickly's in the game, you feel like Quickly's just holding it down until somebody else is going to come back in the game.
I feel that way about McBride.
Yeah, McBride too.
Today.
McBride also. Him too. And so I'm not tearing down these young players. What I'm saying is this. They are, man, we're talking about prospectus, like what they'll be then, but right now we're in the moment. It's like anybody, if y'all ever been like to your relative house, maybe an older person, and you go in and it smells beautiful in there. Maybe they boiling fruit and they're gonna put it in y'all ever been around people that make preserve? Like
Yes.
they'll take pears and broil them and put that butter and that cinnamon and that sugar in there. And then you're like, oh man, Granny, I can't wait to bust it. She like, nah, we ain't gonna eat this right now. We saving this for later. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you got my stomach turning upside down and we ain't gonna be able to eat it. Nah, this for later on. This ain't for right now. This preserve. We putting this up for later. That's how I feel about Grimes and Quickly and McBride. In this moment, sure, they may be good right now, but later on, yeah.
I think they could be good players, Freezy. I think they can be from the on the moment I saw him and McBride play together early in their preseason stuff. They had chemistry.
Right.
Them two, they had some chemistry together,
Okay.
and they have a baseline of defending,
Okay.
and they move without the ball.
Okay.
These are things that, especially the moving without the ball thing. A lot of players they'll never get that.
Right.
That when you move without the ball, the offense, you, you can slip guys in and catch an easy one to the basket and line up for a three on the other side of the court. When you move without the basketball, they have those traits.
Right.
Grimes more so today than McBride, but and they
McBride reminds me of John Starks.
Mm.
Not not the player profile, not the exact looking player. I'm talking about impact.
Right.
I'm talking about impact on the game. You remember the Knicks used to bring him off the bench
yeah
as
I
a
remember.
defensive stopper.
yeah
I remember that. I remember that. And
They
behind
got him
Joe
off the
Wilkins.
scrap heap.
So it's more like these guys they present like a glue type characteristic
Right.
where they they're better like the sum of the parts basically. Like
Right. And
when Grimes was added to the starting lineup, you saw a change almost immediately in how
okay.
we play in terms
Okay.
of attacking closeouts and how we even involve Mitch is
Right.
different when Quentin Grimes plays. The
Right.
dump
And
downs, the attacking off the closeouts,
right.
not even
The
getting to
making
the
yourself
defense.
available for the pass,
Right.
the unselfishness on offense. And AD will probably remember this. A lot of Knicks fans was like the only reason, and this is in the moment, right? This is what people used to say in that moment. The only reason why Starks is on the team is because he kissed Pat Ewing butt. Right?
What?
Y'all remember, Pat Ewing could be double teamed with a wide open Gerald Wilkins on the other side of the floor, and Starks would pass to Pat in a double team.
because Pat in the double team was better than Gerald,
Wide open.
wide
All,
open.
all day.
All day.
Right. And right, y'all, it used to be people think like these narratives, the stuff. Like sometimes people get in a bag and talk about certain stuff, and I'll be up here looking like I'm like, it's not because what they say not interesting, but after you done heard it 42 times, you like the stuff people saying now is the same stuff. It's the same stuff I used to hear in 1987, bro. 1986. It's the same.
1996.
Yeah, the Knicks need a point guard, and then when you get Mo Cheeks and Doc Rivers and Derek Harper, the Knicks finally got them a point guard from another team.
But
He gonna do.
but it says something when you have other players that recognize the star player. Because look at the early 2000 Philly team with Eric Snow,
Yep.
along Iverson,
George Lynch.
and those guys. Those guys, they're not star players, but they fit a mold of what the coach wanted to do, which was tough defense first, not a lot of turnovers, and to be able to allow him Iverson to do his thing.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It takes, you gotta have guys that understand also when they get there, like, okay, this is not my role.
Right. Right.
And they excel at it too.
Right.
That's the point. You missed that point. I mean, you've got to put that out and play that role very well.
Right.
In order to impact winning.
Right. Okay. So what I'm saying ultimately is I understand what people are saying now. Like the whole thing about the prospectus is, what it can be down the road, but today you got to ignore the future and just worry about today. And a lot of people don't really get that because they like, you know what I'm saying? I take say $2,000 and put it in the bank and say put it in a some type of IRA that's going to only be taxable when you put the money in. You don't want the money to be taxed when you put it in and when you take it out, right? And then you put the money away for like 24 months, a 24-month cycle. You don't want to. What I'm saying is during those 24 months, you don't want to think about that money every day, right? I'm sorry. You don't want to think about spending what that money will be every day, right? Like you put 2,000 in, it may be like $2,400 or $2,600 when you get it out, $2,500 depending on what you put it in, who's doing the whatever, right? Some people will say, well, why are you waiting? 2 years, 24 months to only get $600 back? Well, if you would have kept it under your mattress, you would have gotten nothing back. It would have been the same, right? What I'm saying with Grimes is sure Grimes might have that impact in the future. I'm saying don't think about Grimes having the Kawhi Leonard type impact today. Give that young man time to develop every day, step by step. Watch him incrementally get better. The thing about the difference between the Spurs and the Knicks is the Spurs had already won a chip, so that thirst was quenched. There wasn't that level of urgency to make Kawhi Leonard that guy after 72 games.
Yeah, but Freezy, in your analogy, Grimes may not get better here. He may not be here in 2 years. And that's just fair because look, let's just use OKC, for instance. And somehow, miraculously, you're able to get him to take a three to four picks, 3 of them unprotected, and they're like, Grimes is in this. Grimes is in this. He would have to go for that type of ball player. See what I'm saying? So because you're the Knicks, you're not in a place, in my opinion, you're not in a place to take guys off the table. So he may not be here to even worry about him 2 years down the line.
All right, so you missed my point then.
No, I'm not missing it. I'm kind of adding on to it.
And my point was Grimes in 2 years can have that type of impact, right? Whether it's for this team or not is not what I was saying. I'm thinking Quentin Grimes can have that type of impact, whether it's here or somewhere else. And maybe I should have clarified that. City for Real is in the building. I thought I said that though, and maybe I did. And if I didn't, charge it to my heart, man, or to my mind, not my heart, right?
Is there anybody on this team currently in your eyes that's untouchable?
Untouchable for what?
Trades.
No, what type of trade?
Who and what? And what
am I getting?
A foundational piece.
What type of foundational piece? You talking about a support piece or a cornerstone?
A support.
I have to think about it.
Support for who? Randall?
Like if you okay.
I'm asking because you said support.
Yeah, because I have to lower the types of moves I think that this management would do. So that's why I'm thinking cornerstone, but no, this management they're looking more lateral, more Kevin Middleton-ish.
Because when you say like a pillar, well, not a pillar, but like that would make me think like the trade the Bucks did to get Drew Holiday, but they had the pillar, like the main centerpiece, which is Giannis. So
right.
That's what I was asking, like that type of deal where I'm thinking. But then we don't have that guy, so it's like hard to say.
But in my estimation, everybody is dealable. There's no who's here that you'd be like, nah, I can't do that. No.
Yeah, that's tough.
No.
That's tough, right? But I don't want to do no lateral stuff, man. That shuffling cards, bro. Come on. If we just shuffling cards, man, hey, man. And Paris Zucker, thank you for Jen's contribution. Paris Zucker says, man, I teased y'all about Donovan, and he scored 71 tonight. Good God, man. 71? The Warriors just beat the Hawks.
You've missed that foundational piece. It's not coming around again no time soon. That's hard reality. That's hard reality.
Wow.
That's hard reality. That's what happens when you have pieces that's just good enough to possibly make a playoff.
That man scored 71 points on 34 shots.
Mm-hmm.
And had 11 assists. Lord have mercy. Lord
this management is never going to live that down. I'm telling you, they are never. Yo, when I say to you, they are tied to this. They are tied. Yo, they are tied to this, yo. If they don't do something to literally shift the narrative, this is never going away.
You literally have to get someone better than Donovan Mitchell to make it go. Which is hard to do.
And
you basically got to get a top 10 player.
Yeah, and for, or you know what's gonna happen too, and I don't want to shift gears, change the subject, and all of that, man. But I think this organization, this front office, owes it to Knicks fans to go out and get something, right? And Dre, and listen, y'all, I'm for the sake of doing the Knicks morning drive on time, I got to start cut the show like at 2 hours. So I'm gonna rock for probably rock for like another 8 or 9 minutes, and then that way we can get back on the schedule that I like to have for us, so that we can get decent content and all that stuff. But man, Dre, listen, man, they're gonna have to go out and get somebody. Right, because even though I think Grimes is gonna have and I don't want to say Kawhi Leonard, because I think that might be a bridge too far, and also when I say it, I think the point of it is dampened.
Flies over people's heads.
Yeah. Because I say impact, and I keep saying impact, but people hear the other player's name. And they don't listen, right? But man, 71 points. Pro Knicks fans are hot this morning. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says
I'm not
going to sign here after next year.
Yeah, stop it, Paris. Stop it.
Nope.
I mean,
don't say
Paris,
that.
if that make you feel good, sure.
If that makes you good, if that makes you sleep good tonight, go ahead.
Right.
That train has left the building multiple times.
I don't even want to keep rehashing it, but it's kind of funny that Donovan basically did what Luka did to us tonight. Basically. He missed the free throw, caught it, took it into overtime, and then basically made history in overtime.
Yeah. All right, so y'all got something before we wrap up and get out of here?
Interesting conversation. Very interesting. I mean, we got a lot to look forward to. I believe, and whatever moves we should happen to make, and so be it. Then we'll see what happens when it comes.
Okay.
I don't see this front office making any moves.
I don't think the front office should make anything crazy. We should maybe get a small move at the time that's viewed as a small move, like the Derrick Rose trade a few years ago. But anything besides that is kind of kind of unnecessary for where we are right now. If it means anything, we're one of like 4 teams with a top 10 rating in offense and defense in the NBA right now.
Okay.
We've just been unfortunate in not being able to close games and injuries and all this other stuff. But we're not even hypothetical. We are a good basketball team. We're just not a great one. And I don't think
Okay.
there's any logical move or anything presentable to make us a great team in the now. And I don't think it's okay to ride this out because we're seeing development and progress in particular players that we need to see it in. So it's
Right.
just we should just
Fact.
bide our time and anticipate the growth in the younger players that we have right now because we're
Okay.
seeing it in real time and they're contributing to actually winning. Like I remember you said a few nights ago, you would be all in on trading everything if you never saw any progress. But you're seeing something. There is something growing in the soil here, if that makes sense.
Right.
So
Be
it's
easy. Be easy on the young fellas, bro. They
right.
coming along.
And they're
Be
and they're
easy.
helping us win basketball games. That's all you
Right.
can ask for at this point.
Right. Right. I think the team lacks a dynamic component that makes Knicks fans lose patience.
Right.
But at the same time, the team is what, won 20 games so far this season?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah, that's not bad. Paris Ducker, thanks for
Considering
Jim's
where we thought
contribution.
we
Paris
would
Ducker
be.
says, meanwhile, we whooped some butt tonight. So chill,
That-
y'all. Chill.
It felt like that game was so long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta do a game recap for San Antonio and for the Suns. That's probably what I do when I
For the
wrap up
Patreon?
here. Yeah, for Patreon and for the members
Gotcha.
of the channel, the ones that help support us and pay bills for all these apps and things that we use, man. Thank y'all so much for helping me foot the bill for all this stuff, man. We dedicate so much time to the channel and rock so much, man. I appreciate everybody helping me put together a decent product. I say all the time that this is the chat's channel, bro. Don't nobody do it like us. This is like the chat's channel, man. This is like Knicks fans coming.
It's
You know what I'm
the
saying?
home for misery.
That too.
Where you can come
Wow,
and sit
AD.
And misery loves ham sandwiches. Is
and
that how the
misery
saying goes?
loves a ham sandwich and a nice Coke 45.
Speaking of misery, I'm glad the Jets season is over. They already broke my heart. I'm glad it's over.
whoa.
I'm glad it's over.
Hey,
And
I'm launching the Mets channel tomorrow, bro.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm launching the Mets channel.
Are you
man.
doing lives or are you just gonna do like analysis and throw up pods and stuff?
I want to record it and put stuff out there.
Right.
But for some reason, people like rocking with me, so we'll see what works.
Okay.
We'll see what works. So yeah, I'm gonna record some stuff.
I think your first episode, you should do something on the relationship between the Jets and the Mets and why they both have sucked for so long.
I don't care nothing about no Jets.
Well, they suck. They suck because the replacement player is someone that the fans always want, but the replacement player sucks too.
Yeah.
Like they talking about Mike White like he the future. Do we have the same eyeballs, man?
Yeah, basically.
Oh
All right,
my
y'all.
God.
I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna wrap up right here, man. Thank y'all for coming through and hanging out with us. And hey man, make sure you check us out in the morning. The Knicks Morning Drive in the morning. Vibes and stuff is gonna be on in the morning. All right, y'all. Peace.
All right, Fuji.
Peace.
Peace.